What's going on, and welcome into the quarterly Q&A with the Co-op 64 boys. I'm Nick, that's Brady, that's Connor. You guys submitted questions and we're going to answer it. This is due to your support on Co-op 64 Day 2024, so thank you so much for that support.
What are you laughing about?
He was like, I'll intro it, and then he just went into it, and I was like not prepared. I thought you were like practicing, but you were just like, I got it. I was like, all right, we're going.
Give me the ball. Come on.
I was like, top rope.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
We shoot these early in the morning. Like, this is always what we shoot first whenever we have a day like this, and it's always a ton of fun. And Brady just starts out laughing during the intro. Connor, so how many questions do we got?
21 questions. We got submitted 60 some questions, but I do want to say we get the same kind of questions. If you have not listened to a Q&A, you probably wouldn't know this, but so it's no issue. But stuff like, how did we meet? How did Co-op 64 start? Where do we see this going? Like stuff like that we've answered before in podcast in Q&As. Go back, and if you ask one of those kind of questions, we've probably already answered it.
We'll do one of those like once a year where we like go and add those questions back in. But like we understand that the audience has grown immensely since that first Q&A. Right. It's almost probably nearly doubled. So thank you for all that support.
We should
but
do
it's
like
awesome.
Once a year where we just reiterate the questions we get every TikTok live and every Twitch. Are you guys brothers? What do you guys do for a living? Where are you from?
Yeah.
How'd you meet?
Just like the basic questions, which are good questions.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I enjoy answering them, but like we've answered them before and we don't want to be redundant. So just be sure to go listen to the other ones if you haven't, if you want those questions answered. But
they're also like some of the best pieces of content we have.
That
like
first Q&A, a lot of people liked. So yeah. All right, let's get into the first one. I'm moving stuff around a little bit, but I think this is a fun question. If you were given the task of playing every video game ever made, this is now your lucrative full-time job, how would you approach it? Modern games first, genre by genre, release order, console by console, how would you do it? And this is from Brian.
Brian, that's a great freaking question. I'm going to the oldest stuff first, and I am doing as many of those as I can before my head hurts, and then I'll do something modern until I can like go and hop back into the old stuff.
I like to think that I would do it with some variety, like just all over the place. Like do an old game, do a new game. That's kind of how I play games right now. But like I feel like that would be so unorganized that I would need to like get some sort of like process going before doing something like that. But I feel like I would end up just kind of like going in order of something, like bang out the PS3, bang out the Atari 2600.
Yeah,
and
I
like
want to bang out the old stuff though. That's like,
I get that, but like your mind is going to go numb doing Atari 2600 games like for like.
Do I need to beat all them? It says beat all them.
Yeah.
I mean that's what. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
To beat ET on the on the Atari 2600.
I'm starting with every Sonic game. Twice. No, I just write them all, put them in a bag, and then just pull out.
That's a fun way to do it. I mean, that's something.
But then you just pull like The Last of Us 2. Like you start pulling like the end of trilogies, and then you're just gonna go back and play them.
BioShock Infinite, just the first pull you have, and then you're playing ET, like just random shit. That'd be fun.
I would play every game backwards. Start with chapter 15 and go backwards.
Oh, you just came off playing Tekken 8, dude. That was wild. That was a good day.
Fun. Best fighter game player here. Sorry, go ahead.
Probably. You clowned on us at SGF playing what is it?
Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury.
Yeah, I literally did not lose one match. That felt good.
Would you rather never have a hot meal again or never have a cold beverage again? And this is from Lee Jitsu.
It's fucked up, Lee.
This is so easy for me. Where you going, Nick?
So never have. Wait, sorry. Repeat it
one
more
time.
No
hot meal or no cold beverage.
I mean, this is. I'm such a beverage boy. I could not have a cold beverage.
We're all in agreement. I'm going with I never have a hot meal again. You can eat Italian subs, dude. I'm cool with cold pizza. Like I'll eat even things I like hot. Like I'll eat it fucking cold.
Cereal.
But nothing cracks like an ice cold fucking anything.
Yeah. I need ice cold for the most part. Like even like water, like my sparkling water. If this gets down to the end and it's like room temperature, I'm going to get a glass of ice or whatever. I need my cold beverage.
Imagine not having crisp cold chalky milk.
Dr.
Dude.
Pepper. I think I go Dr. Pepper.
No, chalky
It's
milk.
the sweet one.
Dude.
What was that? Is that
The ice cold Dr. Pepper. It's like a little sweet. You know
no, I
the
have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
It's the sweet one. Hey, get in the comments, please. I'm not
All the
insane.
Dr. Pepper lovers out there, we know you're
I
watching.
know, like these commercials ran for 15 years. Like that, it is insane. Every college football game, you would see this little guy riding a cowboy, being like, "It's the sweet one."
I think I know
That's
what
gonna
you're
be
talking
stuck in my
about.
head now.
It's coming.
It's a sweet one.
Like it's great.
That chicken from
All right.
Popeyes.
Do you have any idea how you guys will remain engaged with followers as you continue to grow? One of my favorite things about the channel is that you consistently interact with chat during streams and respond to people in the Discord, but that obviously gets harder as you get more and more viewers. I find it hard to get into streamers that have thousands of people watching, and the chat is going a million miles per hour, and the creator just doesn't interact at all. Obviously, you want to get as big as you can to see if this can be a full-time gig, but it seems like such an important aspect of the brand is the fact that you present a chilling and chatting with friends kind of vibe, and that's from Jason GPug1515. I think that you kind of just have to play it by ear. I almost said play it by ear.
Play it by ear.
You have to play it by ear and just kind of see how it goes. We might do if we were to get way bigger, you can do slow mode for Twitch and slow down the chat. And I just don't see us ever getting into a situation where we have thousands of people chatting that it would be impossible. But even now that we've grown, there's chats that fly by. We used to read every single chat. Now we try to get to as many as we can, but not everything needs to be read. And if there's a question that you really need highlighted, you can highlight it using channel points, which are free. So it's just a balancing act, and we'll just kind of figure it out. But I do think that is an important aspect of our whole brand. So
yeah, I mean, last two nights ago, I played Among Us with the community.
There was so many people in there.
Oh yeah, well,
there was
I
too
saw
many
that.
people.
Yeah,
it was
saw
awesome.
that.
It was 15
It
people.
warms my heart.
Yeah. So I literally felt like putting the jersey back on coming out of retirement, because it's been months since I've played games with the community, and that's something that we try to do on two different standpoints. There are if we can, we'll try to, and I think back to I probably played 30-ish hours of Helldivers with the community. That was a super fun, everyone hops in type of game. Choosing those games, and honestly, when we get to review something like that, for example, Concord's going to come out this Friday, and so that's going to be, hey, we're playing it all weekend long. We'll hop in the Discord with anyone. If anyone wants to go and party out, that sort of just can happen when it comes to playing games.
You already know nobody's buying that game in our Discord, my boy.
Wait, they're selling it? I thought it was free.
It's $40.
It's $40. Yeah. Anyways, so that's why the discussion on this game is where it's at. But then we have things like the community nights that we do. So there are the things that we have scheduled out to create community. When
and
it
the
comes
Discord
to
as well, is just kind of just good for general chatting, because it's there in perpetuity. I'm in there all the time.
Yeah.
I have my day job that I'm trying to kill some time to go check out the Discord and chat with people.
It's really delightful. So the Discord is a great way to reach us, and but the main thing is, as we continue to grow, I assume that it'll get even more difficult for me to hop in playing Among Us or something like that, or whatever the multiplayer game is. But then there's the other side where we will have more time to be organized enough to do community nights, more scheduled things. And then there are the brilliant things that are community run, that are movie night and spa night. And sure, we don't get to hang out on those all the time for all 2-3 hours. For movie nights, I love that they're on Sundays, because normally I close out my day with editing and watching the movie with the community. But we will continue to try when we get the chances, but they're going to probably shrink a little bit. It sort of just is the nature of the beast. But we will still have scheduled things that we do, if not at a monthly level, every few months, community nights, the Discord stuff.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree. The biggest thing will be the Discord. I'd like to think that even if we do end up with that problem with the Twitch chat, which would be beyond our wildest dreams, that would be insane if we had thousands of people watching us and chat was just flying by. I'd like to think that our community is great, and we have really good moderators right now, and our moderators will grow with people that we know, and that if that Discord gets big like that we would still be reachable, and the Discord would still be managed, and that like it won't be out of control, and that we can still hold conversations and stuff.
Yeah, I think just know it's a priority for us. That is one of my favorite parts, is growing this community, having our people, you know what I mean? Like I love being able to interact with everybody and chat with everyone. So I don't want that to go away.
It's not all about us. The coolest thing that we've always said is that we've created so many friendships within the Discord. So it's not like just get in the Discord just to talk to us and be with us. It's like you get in that Discord and then you make way more than 3 friends.
Yeah.
So you make a lot more friends.
That's like one of my favorite things about this. Is like people making seemingly lifelong friends through our Discord, through just enjoying our stupid little TikToks. That like it's really cool.
We've had multiple fans meet up with other fans because of our shit. Like that is insanely powerful and impactful for like us, where we're just like, holy shit, like we did something that is literally outside of this room in a real way, and that's it's really special. But it is, like Connor said, it's a huge priority. It's like one of the main pillars of focus that we have. So I'd be shocked if the Twitch grew in such a way that, like, just looking at other contemporaries where, excuse me, you couldn't read Twitch chats and stuff like that in general. But if that were ever the case, there still are ways and methods around it where we will make sure that we always have ways to reach out to the community and have fun with y'all. Like, there's so many. We have already, I can say this, the next community night is already planned for Co-op 64 Day of like what that would look like. We already have the game chosen out and stuff like that. And guess what? Next Extra Life, the game is already chosen. Like those community nights sort of just work their way in. And then unless somebody comes in with a great idea, it's like, hey, we want to do this for the community night, and we replace it. But other than that, like community nights will always be designed to bring the community together. And then Discord, Twitch chat, our Co-op 64 DMs are open on like our TikTok account. Please don't flood them with random questions. We get a lot of random questions. But if you do want to reach out in a way that's just like, hey, I need to go and like, I need you guys to talk about Final Fantasy 16 real quick. Well, I've reached out and like to people being like, hey, do you like this game? We're like, I've never heard of that game, but I hope that you're having a great time with it. Like just random quick interactions that we can try to have is important. We understand that like, you guys expect a lot from us, and we like to deliver that community.
And you can see examples of like people we watch, like Andy Cortez and Snowbike Mike. They have like 400, 500 people sometimes, and they're reading their chats. Like it's not like it's like completely unmanageable to get to people like with that level of audience. I don't think we'll ever. I don't want to say never, but like that's probably our peak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like 500 people is like insane.
That would be wild. Yeah, and like the only times that I can think of. Kind of funny Easy Allies back in the day when they were like really nailing their reactions and stuff like that, looking at what their Twitch audiences were, there's 2 different types of streams. There's the streams that we have to be locked in, meaning like it's a reaction or something that is, hey, we're producing content right now, like the D&D parts of the stream where we're not able to read chat as it's going by. But then there are the like streams that are just happening. There's not a world, y'all, that we have a stream that is me, Connor, and Brady on the couch. Brady's playing a game, and Connor and I are just not reading any chats. Like that's not going to happen.
That is one of the advantages of having 3 people. Is that like
group stream, it's about reading chat.
You
like,
can have people kind of on chat duty.
Literally, group stream was designed to be, hey, let's hang out as not just the 3 of us, but like let's put everyone else on the couch and have a great time with everyone. That's what it's literally all about.
From Band Geek Mafia, I finally have a PS system now. I've had Xbox my whole life. What should I play now that I have one?
Man, I really wish they specified
Which
PS5.
one?
I would assume PS5.
I would assume PS5.
But even then, like...
If you have a PS5, though,
you have options.
If you have a PS5, most of my recommendations are PS4 games still.
I mean, you start with the obvious ones here. You get, I mean...
If you're going to go with one that's not The Last of Us, what are you saying?
I would say... God of War 2018.
I was going to say something.
Selfishly, I would say Ghost of Tsushima, but God of War 2018 is your first option because it's a little more digestible than maybe Ghost is, and you can maybe work through it a little faster. It's a little more linear at times. And there's a lot less side content. So that's a good place to start. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is really great. I'm trying to think of something like just a really straight down the bullet, like linear. That's something a little more digestible.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
I mean, I'm curious what they played on Xbox too.
I think going back and playing through the Uncharted series is still fucking
the
awesome.
Collection.
You can
the
cook
collection
through that too,
and you can like talk about linear. You can do it in a
that's a
weekend or
good
two. Like, come on, like that for me is still the memories of playing through Uncharted 1 for the first time. And like, I'd already played 2 and 3, but going back playing Uncharted 1 and doing that in 2 weekends, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is exactly what I want from picking up a new system and everything. I do think that you could make a case. I'm not going to say that. I think that right now he was going to say Final Fantasy 7 remake. But Final Fantasy 7 remake's pretty fucking cool.
Infamous Second Son. Nobody talks about that. I love that game. It's great.
I was going to say
you should play that game, Nick. You've never played it, right?
I played Infamous like when it very first came out on
but
PS3.
did you play Second Son? No, the one on PS4.
I don't think so. No.
Delson Row.
I want to go back and play all of them.
Because
I only played the first one.
One doesn't hold up great. 2 is amazing, and then Second Son is underrated.
Something I will throw out though, if you're getting into PlayStation and you want to dive into some of the history aspects of it, there are so many great things on PlayStation Plus Extra and also other just collections. The Metal Gear Solid collection's really fucking good. Holds up really well. And if you want to get into like diving into some PlayStation history, that collection, playing Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, you can have the time of your fucking life.
It's available on Xbox though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that is PlayStation history though. Still, so
reel it back in. Look up PlayStation exclusives, top tiers. Obviously, I think we would all agree God of War 2018 is the perfect place to start.
You might like Horizon. A lot of people like Horizon quite a bit. We're not big Horizon fans here, but yeah.
No. And then, obviously The Last of Us, if you get there.
Yeah, The Last of Us is, like, we literally skipped over it, but, like, the answer for all of us, I think, would be play The Last of Us 1 and then probably play Last of Us 2 right after.
Ryan asks, what's the first game you guys ever got your hands on that you completed fully? Before we get into that, have you seen Ryan's drawings in the Discord? Mm-hmm. He does amazing Metal Gear drawings. He posted them on TikTok, and Hideo Kojima reposted it.
Oh, yeah, I saw
That's
you say
so
that.
cool.
That is so
That's so
He
badass.
also drew me as Cloud, and it made my entire fucking year. That was it, dude. That was all I could ever want from this fucking channel. I could die tomorrow happy that I and Cloud was merged into one at one moment. Now someone needs to draw me a Zach.
What game did I first complete?
Wait, what was the question?
What was the game that you first 100% completed?
Oh, 100%? Or
Yeah.
Okay, for me,
I mean, got your hands on and completed fully.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say Spider-Man 2 is my first platinum.
I would say the Walking Dead games don't count. I mean, for me, it's platinums because I never 100%ed a game before that. I know that for a fact.
For me, so this is. Are you asking 100%ed or just completed?
Completed fully.
So you're saying platinumed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't fucking platinum games.
Yeah.
I've only platinum The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crap, dude. I can't believe you didn't do Astrobot.
I could do it.
We're doing it.
I'll do it eventually.
We're
do it tonight, Brady.
I think I'm going to do it tonight, y'all.
Well, you got a lot
do you
more
have
work
any,
than I do.
So it was Spider-Man?
It's Spider-Man 2. Was my first 100%.
Because I didn't know what the answer to this was. Because other than The Walking Dead, which I don't think counts, I got my first platinum when I did that platinum hunt in college. In my freshman year of college, I did a trophy hunting competition where you earned points based off of the trophies that you got, and I got like 30 platinums in 1 month, but they're bad. But some of them are really good.
Do you get
First
My Name
one,
is Mayo?
do you want to get the first one? Guess the first.
Is it
ever?
My Name is Mayo?
First ever platinum
wait.
outside
Give me
of
a
The
hint.
Walking Dead is a major PlayStation first party title.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 1.
Oh,
Jesus.
So I went.
I
Uncharted
thought
1
you
was the first one, and then did Uncharted 2 right after that. Order 1886.
Gross.
Hitman Go, which is a great game. Ether 1, which is not good. Infamous First Light, The Wolf Among Us, Uncharted 3, Taco Master on the PlayStation Vita. Great game. Like, actually really fun. You're making tacos, you're putting them together, you're sending those bad boys out. Platinum that, baby. Sound Shapes, 3 platinums for 1. You platinum it once, you sync your save up to the Vita and the PS3 from the PS4, 3 platinums.
That does not count.
It does.
See, this guy. I have 40 platinums. 18 of them are bullshit.
Go look at Greg Miller's platinums. He definitely has the 3 Sound Shapes platinums.
I understand.
And it's a hard ass platinum too. It's not like it's just a cakewalk, but you get 3 for 1.
This fucking joke.
Infamous Second Son, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale platinum. I had to. This is in 20. what would it have been, 2016? PlayStation All-Stars was way dead at this point. I had to go online, be like, hey, can somebody join a online battle with me so I can get a triple kill? You have to kill 3 people with 1 ultimate, and that's online or whatever. It was ridiculous.
I remember playing that game.
Grim Fandango, Rezo Gun, Goat Simulator. This is where it gets bad. Goosebumps the game. Day of the Tentacle, and then the worst game I've ever played in my entire life, Albedo Eyes from Outer Space. It's like this first-person like adventure game. I don't know what the fuck was going on the entire time. It was horrible. So I just wanted to read.
Do you not have My Name is Mayo?
I do.
Because that's just happened to Mayo Jar.
Yes, but I don't think it was during. It was not during
the Platinum Hunt.
This.
Platinum.
Yes, but then there was a second Platinum Hunt that I started, and then I was like, I don't want to do this, and this is where I got some bad ones. Magus, which is a horrible PS3 game. Hannah Montana, the movie, the game. Counter-Strike Go. I was 1 trophy off, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do this real fast. NCIS, the game.
I did not know that existed.
And then Game of Thrones, and then I had gone home in Rocket League, and then I was like, I'm done. I was like,
Rocket League.
I don't know where My Name is Mayo is on here, but I definitely have the platinum. Oh, it's right there. But it's just a random platinum that I got, I guess.
I mean,
outside of this,
I think I might go and get the My Name is Mayo platinum.
I have it twice because I have it on Vita and I have it on.
Oh yeah, the sound shapes one I got 3 times, but it's really hard. Oh, I have My Name is Mayo 2 times.
I'm not proud of this. I'm not a proud man.
I'm just throwing it out there.
If I could go back and delete my bullshit platinums, I would do it.
Yeah,
I will say that. But even in that, like, Infamous First Light and Second Son, those are legit platinums, good platinums. The Uncharted series, good platinums. Rocket League, fine. Like there's some legit platinums.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm very proud of your platinums.
Go,
yeah,
Sound Shape is hard as fuck, and I know. So you can take the other 2 away, but still, it's a good platinum.
Yeah.
Then there's the gross ones like Hannah Montana video.
What do you mean gross, dude?
It was like a 2-hour platinum.
You got the best of both worlds.
It wasn't that bad.
I've said before, and I'll say it again. I'm not a platinum boy. I never will be. I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You refuse?
I refuse.
Why?
I'm not, because
I like
I'd
it.
rather just beat the game and then move on to my next
We're
game.
gonna make
My
Brady-
backlog is so large that I don't want to have to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth twice.
But I
know that's a hard
but
platinum.
I don't want the journey to end, Brady. I want an excuse to spend more time with this game that I love. That's usually how I do platinums at this point.
Yep.
I'm not just getting bullshit like whatever platinums.
Hannah Montana the game. You want to spend more
Shut
time.
up. It was for a competition. Did my
got the
grades? My grades. I almost failed out of college because of that or whatever. Like my grades tanked for that month, and then I was like, okay, I gotta stop. Like I gotta figure this out. And I was fine. Like I think the lowest grade I got was a C. All right, moving on from that. I know most of the content has centered primarily around video games other than some anime content, but have there been any discussions about branching off into other topics in different mediums such as film or TV shows?
I can take this one. The way back when I started
that
doing
was
content.
from Crispy. Did I say that? It's from Crispy.
Oh,
Crispy.
Crispy. Way back when I started doing content, I was doing a bunch of variety content, including discussing movies and other entertainment forums and stuff like that. And what I realized with that process is it is really, really hard to be a jack of all trades, master of none. Like that, we decided we want to master what we're doing, and we are very far from mastering video game content as it stands right now. We are not like... We think we're firing on all cylinders. Connor and I feel very great on camera together when we're doing the podcast. Doing this with all 3 of us or group stream is always like a blast, but we still have a lot of areas of improvement to our core content slate. So when we have the idea of other endeavors, there's discussions of like, oh, can we like find a way to like have some of these other discussions? But normally we figured out that the best place to have our our movie discussions, TV discussions, discussions about comedians, like just like any other art form that we do love and appreciate. That just is best as a conversational piece on group stream, at best as a conversational piece on something like this. It's not like something we want to center the core content around because we still have so much to learn of what we're currently doing. And so it's really just a secondary thing. Do we love having those conversations? Absolutely. It's always a blast when Brady and I are up at 3 a.m. talking about our favorite comedians, or Connor and I are discussing Deadpool and Wolverine, but like, or our favorite Marvel movies. But it's like secondary. We never want to like go on the Escape the Pod podcast and talk about movies because we're not movie guys. Like that, we are video game content creators.
They also, we don't want to we found our niche in this space. We found the opening. Like there's people who do movie trivia. There's people who do sports trivia type videos, but there really wasn't a major, as far as we know, and this could have existed.
I did extensive research
Yeah.
into trying to find someone that was doing something like this, and I couldn't find. Like I was on channels that had 150 followers trying like, is this similar? And it really wasn't, and we really knocked down the door of video game trivia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we like really take pride in the like niche community we built too of gamers and stuff. And when you kind of open that up to like everything, it's like it comes to the Discord. It's like we built this Discord and it's come from our content, and the people have come from finding our content, and it's all like gamers and a safe space for gamers. And then within that community is where we have like the different Discord threads where you could talk about stuff like that, like movies and TV shows with those kind of people that you relate with in that overarching way. So I think that's like,
Yeah.
It's also
really
a big issue for me with time. Like we have a finite amount of time with our full-time jobs making content, but then our time outside of that, it's like I can't watch shows and then also be an expert and up to date on new and old games.
Yeah.
Like I commit all of my time to playing games outside of this just so I can talk about them
Right.
in some kind of authoritative way. Like, and when I spread the field too much, it's just not going to happen in that way. So that's a big problem.
I haven't even watched the new season of Cobra Kai, dude.
Yeah, me and Brady both like.
And you expect me to talk about TV?
No
I
joke,
haven't even
like-
watched the best TV show.
We might talk about like Arcane when it comes out, because
Yeah.
that's gaming related too. or whatever.
Last of Us next year, when that comes out, there will be content on it. Like there are those
Ted Lasso.
crossovers. Fuck yeah, dude!
Barbecue
Barbecue
sauce.
sauce.
I don't
Come
actually
on,
watch Ted
yeah.
Lasso.
But yeah, when it makes sense, there will be those crossovers. But as of right now, we are like so dialed in on what the core content is and going to be, and as of right now, there isn't like a plans ever to do a dedicated movie show or something like that.
Right. What is the best slushy flavor? And this is from Steven. Or
Steven
Stefan. It could be
or
Stefan.
Stefan, this is what I'm talking about with the hard hitting questions, the Q&A, baby.
See, I haven't had a slushie in forever. All I remember when it comes to slushies, are we including ices in this?
Sure.
Yeah, same thing.
Those
same
are
thing.
not the same thing.
I mean,
the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking frozen,
And frozen
ice
that
with
you
sugar,
slurp
dude.
up, dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
if we're including
One's
slushies,
crunchier.
it's-
Is that?
One's yes.
Yeah,
One's
okay.
crunchier. One's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like thicker.
And the other
These
one's
are-
like fucking smoothie,
Yeah.
icy.
So if I'm doing an icy, I'm just doing a mix of the blueberry and like the cherry
Cherry.
or whatever. Just both of them. They both are great. But if we're doing a slushy, and this comes from hockey, playing hockey as a kid, and they have a snack bar there. You finish at the hockey game, finish up practice. Maybe you go to the snack bar. You get a watermelon slushy is what I would go to. That was the go-to there.
Dude, I know the exact hockey rink you're talking about. I know the exact, like, we both grew up, obviously.
And there's a
together.
slush puppy on the
Oh,
outside?
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And you and I. Oh,
That's
man.
like the classic slushy. Right
So
there.
I would say the watermelon slushy from there, or the cotton candy slushy from there, both
Yeah,
were
cotton candy,
gas.
that's
But
too
But
far.
I will say,
Childish.
for me, the goat is the cherry slushy. Like, I just want a good
cherry's
cherry,
good.
like,
There's
just
something
dialed
about
in. And yeah, I like blueberry. I like a bunch of other flavors. Where were we staying with grape and also sour apple slushies? I was never about those.
no.
Those are bottom tier for me, but
I
most
don't know
people
if I
love
have
those.
Had it, dude. Honestly, I haven't had an icy or slushy in a long time. But this past Friday, I went to the movies and we saw our friend there, Keegan, working, and he, shout out Keegan, gave us just free cups after we were grabbing some beers, and he was like, "Here, take these cups and then go get some ices if you want some for the movie." I'm like, I don't even want a fucking icy right now, but I got this cup and
Ices
there's a
are good.
machine
Let's
over there.
ride.
So I mixed the red and the blue, and it's fantastic. But what really I think of is. Speedway. It's Speedway.
Yeah, oh yeah,
They used
Speedway
to have a orange cream slushy, or like icy, which sounds weird, but that shit was gas.
Where do you fall in the more savory ones, like the Coca-Cola ones?
Oh, I love a Coca-Cola slushy.
no, absolutely.
I
not.
don't. It's usually not my go.
Just get a soda at that
Yeah.
point.
Do you remember? This is just a story for Connor and I, but this is what the Q&As are about. Do you remember that when I played hockey as a kid, if I got either 2 assists or 1 goal, I would get a slushy after the game. That was my reward. And as somebody that, like, my entire life, I was not good at hockey. I would try to be good, but like
We
For
weren't
the
good at- we
for the
were not good at
slushy,
hockey.
for the
yeah,
slushy,
it was
dude.
not.
You
It
do
was,
it for the slushy.
but I would go balls to the fucking wall in these games, trying so hard. I was ripping wrist shots left and right with like just on the off chance that a puck could sprinkle into the net, and and then I got older.
And then you just give up after you make
like,
one.
here's the thing though, I'm on the ice for 45 seconds to a minute. Like, that's a shift when you're playing hockey. And I would just camp my ass by the net and just try to get grimy goals. The amount of goals and like memories that I have as a kid where like the goalie is too far out front, the puck is dribbling towards the back of the net, it's in the crease, and then I literally like am like laying down and slashing.
Count it!
And then I would stand up and do the one, and recognize the tribal chief. Like, it was I kid you not, I remember probably from my childhood, I probably scored in like 7 years of childhood hockey before high school and stuff like that. I probably scored 25 goals, and during those you were playing like 20 games a season. That's not a lot of goals, but 25 goals. The amount of probably 15 of them were literally just me dinking it in and then losing my mind, getting all excited, just on the fact that like I did not care about helping the team out in that moment. I didn't care about like it was about the slushie.
I
from
like to
Speedway,
think that you
dude.
make the one goal and then you're like, all right, take me out, coach. I don't want to play anymore.
Dude, like
I got my slushie.
Yeah,
That's my
like that's all that mattered, man.
Do you guys love movies? What's your favorite movie? How often do you go to the movies? Movies are my favorite medium. That is from Maxers with 3 X's.
I don't
Brady.
go super often, but I just went this past Friday and saw Alien Romulus. Yeah, feminine
How'd you like it?
Romulan. It's fine. I knew what it was trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't crazy good. The storyline is a little out there, and then it's just like kind of all over the place. But it's good for like a scarier movie. It knew what it was trying to do. I'm so bad at answering the like, what's your favorite movie question. I'm just gonna go with The Notebook. I don't know.
Really?
Notebook, great movie.
movie.
Honestly, I don't know. There's definitely something I love more, but
Rachel
I
McAdams,
don't
Ryan
know.
Gosling. What a pair.
Yeah.
What a pair.
What are you? Never mind. Never mind.
I need to know what you're saying now. What are you gonna say?
No, is it appropriate?
Probably not.
He's like Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling, and he said, "What a pair!" And I said, "Are you still just talking about Rachel?" Which is just terrible.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about Ryan.
There you go.
Dude, Ryan Gosling,
Yeah.
That man's hot. All right.
reel it back.
Anyways,
Sorry.
my favorite movie is The Social Network, followed by Tron Legacy. Maybe Speed Racer is up there. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World I love.
Social
Whiplash is
Network?
amazing.
Did you say that?
My top 4, yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
My top 4 on Letterboxd is so lame, I think. It's Social Network, Whiplash, Empire Strikes Back, and Logan. I would like to go to the movies more, but it's similar to what we were saying when we were talking about Crispy. That we, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So,
For me, I go to the movies probably 2 to 3 times a year. I try to stay up to date with Marvel, along with just summer blockbusters. Back in 2018 through 2020, I watched all the Oscar nominees. I like tried to pride myself on being into movies, and then sort of just fell off and got more into video games. My top 4 movies are Inception, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, La La Land, and then When Harry Met Sally. And then I have a list of 20, but I'm not going to go through all that.
have you all played each other's favorite games? And that's from Jimmy. And I've played your guys' favorite game. When you guys can play my favorite game?
What's your
It's
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts,
Hearts.
Brady. Brady, get
Oh,
out
dude.
the sticks, baby.
I'll
Come
do
on.
it. We were talking about this
When
earlier in the
you
meeting
wanna
before
go.
this.
Literally
It'll
the
happen.
meeting before this.
I'm gonna be forced to play that game at some point, which I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. You see, that's something I'm never gonna do on my own time,
Yeah.
just because I have so much other stuff
Yeah.
to do. That, but
gotta-
if you throw me on stream and I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, it's gonna happen.
I'm just saying you got to prioritize Kingdom Hearts in your life, Brady.
Yeah. Well, so no joke that I say it on stream all the time, and I will continue to say it probably until October almost of every year, and then there's hype and excitement of what we could be doing with Co-op 64 Day. Every single year, there will be a Final Fantasy played on the stream, and there will be a Kingdom Hearts played on a stream. That I take it to the bank. That's just going to happen every year on this channel forever, and that's that. Like,
There'll be a Final Fantasy.
there will be a Final Fantasy streamed every
What is
single
going to
year.
be next? What's the next one then?
I don't want to spoil it. It's part of the plans for Co-op 64 Day.
Oh, I think I remember.
You
what
you know it is. Yeah, we already discussed this.
What's your favorite superhero? And this is from Kyle.
Holy shit! I don't think about this question enough.
Mine is at this point Spider-Man. For a long time, I would say Batman. Spider-Man with the games especially have taken it to a new area. I need people to remember how good Spider-Man 1 is on like for like Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4.
Oh.
It is so fucking good. It is ridiculous. That story is really impactful. With that being said, Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. Like he's fully just my guy at this point. I do love Andrew. He's great. Toby, solid. Toby's movies, some of them were bad. I can't deal with this anymore. Spider-Man 2 is a good movie. It's good.
It's very campy.
It's just good. Let's dial it back a little bit. When people are doing like Spider-Man rankings and like they have Spider-Man 2 over something like Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, I am like, you are
It's nostalgia,
insane.
but also
That's wild.
It depends on your tolerance for campy and
I
Sam
like campy
Raimi
shit.
and Sam Raimi's directing style. Like,
I understand.
because some people really like it. And I'm not one of those
once
people.
again, I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. I think it's a good flick, but like we're talking about like some of the best movies ever with the Spider-Verse movies at this point. Those are like top tier animated films, and then we're just gonna put Spider-Man 2 like I'm like that's a good flick, maybe even a great movie, but we're not gonna put it in this pantheon up there with Spider-Verses. Like those two movies. I think about the drum intro and outro of Across the Spider-Verse probably 3 times a week. I just got chills just saying those words. The drums at the intro of that movie are like, and the music in both movies are phenomenal, but the drums in particular, as someone that's played drums for 15 years at this point, is mind blowing. It is so fucking hype. And so Spider-Man 2, you're great. You're just not as good as those other movies. My favorite superhero is Spider-Man though.
Mine's Batman.
Okay.
But I'm not a huge superhero guy, generally speaking.
Same.
I was up Marvel's ass during the run up to Endgame. Like I was so stoked for that, and then ever since then, I've just felt kicked down over and over again. I liked some of the early Disney Plus shows, and then I was like, nah, I just can't do it anymore. But Batman has remained like kind of just like sprinkled throughout popular media with the Dark Knight movies, and then most recently the Batman. That I think he hasn't been ruined yet in popular media. We're not comic book guys, so this only comes.
Yeah, this is all
And the
movie
games,
and
yeah,
TV
yeah.
show.
So
And
games and TV show. So I would go Batman.
If it comes to video games, yeah, Batman's up there. Mine's gonna be Jack, the baby from The Incredibles.
That's a great
That's
choice.
a great fucking answer, dude.
I had to like really dig deep and think about it, and I was like, yeah, that's.
What is it? He turns into the devil or something?
He can do
right?
everything.
Yeah,
No, he was like,
he's
he
got every
does like,
superpower.
yeah.
I haven't seen 2.
I haven't seen 2 eyes also.
What?
They're coming out with a new one.
Yeah, they're coming out with 3.
Dude, that Disney slate, the animation slate,
Yeah.
it's sequel,
Oh, yeah.
sequel. They're like, they
And
got
then,
nothing
did
left.
you see what also is there?
There's a robot.
Animatronic beaver, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Is that a superhero?
It's all over the place. I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah. All right. Why do you call Nicky Two Shoes? I might have just missed the explanation or something, but I'm curious. Thanks. And that's from
Well,
Stun.
I'll take this one.
Yeah, there you
First
go.
off, Nick. People just get nicknames from people around them. Nick just gives himself nicknames. Nobody like one day was like, "What's up, Nicky Two Shoes?" He was
So-
like, "I'm Nicky Two Shoes." And do you want to tell him why?
Yeah, so we got to dial it back a little bit. I've always been a nickname guy. I've had many nicknames for a very long time. And the first one of this iteration was Nicky Ops, I believe. Of Nicky Blank was, well, it was originally Nicky Flash after like a Geico commercial that my friend's dad gave me when I was very, very young.
The OG nickname is Sticky Nicky.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
And that one we did give him. That was
no,
us giving him.
The OG was Sticky.
Or just
And
Sticky.
What's
yeah.
up, Sticky?
Which was
Because Nick was sticky a lot as a kid.
because
As a kid.
As an adult.
Our friend Alex was just like, we're just gonna fuck with Nick one day and start calling him Sticky.
Yeah.
That's fucked up to do.
Out of nowhere. And then he was like, why Sticky? We're like,
And ironically, it stuck.
Yeah. Ah. So, but like around college, my junior year, we started playing Valorant consistently as a group. And Nicky Ops was a big one. And for some reason, one day, it just sort of stuck where so I said Nicky Two Shoes.
But why is it Nicky Two Shoes?
And it's because I wear 2 shoes.
Yes.
It is the dumbest reason ever.
yeah.
And so it became Nicky Two Shoes. And then a big proponent of this, I think an underrated proponent of this, was our father, Pop64, was like, that's the funniest shit ever. Like, that is ridiculous. And so he started calling me too. And then, like, once you get a few people in on a nickname like that, it sort of just runs itself into the ground. And so when we started doing content, I could, like, Connor and I discussed this on Thursday's stream, where it's like, it is insane that, like, we had like 70 people watching us play Kingdom Hearts 2. We're like, that's pretty fucking insane when it comes to content. But the most insane part of our content is the fact that there are people on the internet that are like, two shoes. Like, I'm playing Among Us, and they're like, oh, what's Nick's name? And Sav just goes into, like, he's always two shoes. Like, it's just like, what world do we live in where this is just like acceptable? I don't know, but it is so fucking funny, and I love it. Like, it's wild. I prefer Nikki Ops. I think that Nikki Ops is like a super fun name, but Nikki Two Shoes will live forever. Eventually there'll be a Two Shoes emote. I need to work on getting a couple emotes together still for the Twitch, but yeah.
You mentioned stream, and for some reason I'm just stuck on this in my head right now. You missed a good stream on Thursday for the Kingdom Hearts stream.
Yeah, I had it up on my computer, but it was muted.
Nick is fighting the final boss, and there's this attack where he comes from the sky and like swings in on you, and Nick is not blocked like the entire game.
Yeah,
like,
so
he's just been brute forcing his way through this, and Nick is trying to learn how to block, and he block like anticipating it. He blocks like 4 times in a row, like waiting, and then the one time he's like, okay, I'm gonna stop blocking. The guy fucking comes in and swings on him or whatever. I could not stop laughing for like 20 minutes.
Connor,
it was so bad.
There's
no adjustments, no changes, just brute force.
There's been probably this year a total of about 10 to 15 times where me or Connor or Brady have gotten horizontal from laughing when we're doing group stream. We're like, we are just losing our minds, crying, and we're just like going towards the other person or something like that. And out of those 15 times, 8 of them happened to the Kingdom Hearts 2 streams. They were
really good.
So fucking funny and ridiculous, and oh my, like the 18 minutes of the whole Mickey Mouse sequence of him.
Did you hear about this?
I told about this. It is probably the best content we've shot this year. Like, I know I've said it for a very long time that I think that like there's certain like pieces of content in the pantheon of what Co-op 64 is are very long streams, remakes, subathon, Elden Ring subathon, the Twilight Princess streams were like amazing. Connor doing Drunk Explains. That moment of Connor and I trying to like get back into streaming, but then just causing each other to laugh over and over again, I think is the moment of the channel thus far. It's insanely funny.
Hell yeah.
It's on Twitch highlighted if you want to go and check it out.
When you're drafting the top 10 videos, what's the longest a video has taken, and what's the average time you spend trying to guess?
I know the longest video time by heart, but what's the average time, do you think?
I would say the average time is 10 minutes.
I would say 9 to 11 minutes, around there. That's normally what it takes.
I was spot on the money, man.
Yeah.
Wrong, dude. It's not.
No. So some of them are around 6 minutes. Some of them go around 16 minutes.
Really quick.
Some have gotten like 20, right?
So the longest one, and like I just remember pulling the file.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Original Xbox.
Oh, I don't know the exact one. I just know the time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the original Xbox one.
I don't know, but it was 23 minutes and 11 seconds.
Okay.
We'll
I just remember pulling 23:11 onto a Final Cut file, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Because it was a list. I think it must have been one of the lists where you and I are guessing like games from the 2000s or something like that, where we are going back and forth with hundreds of guesses. There was a couple that like we just went so yeah, like Brady was just saying no to everything.
Yeah,
there's an edit where like I remember editing that video where there was 5 minutes of us doing like back and forth guesses where we're guessing something at least every 10 to 15 seconds.
It was most wanted video game sequels.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely checks.
Because we were like Spider-Man 3 and Uncharted 5, like obvious stuff, and then it ended up being like Dante's Inferno and Brutal Legend.
And I straight up took out 5 minutes of the video and I just went delete. I was like, fuck that, dude. Like, I'm not cutting. That list must have like 80 guesses. Normally our list videos gets around, I don't know, 30 guesses. Like,
it depends,
like on average or so. That would be an interesting stat if someone wants to pull that for us eventually. But like this was close to 100, maybe 200 guesses of us going through every single franchise we can ever fucking think of and just getting consistent no's. It was 23 minutes though, so it was a fun time. Not a fun edit, but it was a fun time.
What's your favorite Metal Gear boss fight from any game in the series? And that is from Karen is Big Boss. That's not for Brady, it's for Nick
The
and
one
I.
with the guy with the mustache.
For me, it's Psycho Mantis. And it's not necessarily because like it's a fun fight. It's just the fight of the series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just crazy shit going on. Hideo Kojima being Hideo Kojima, like this is him. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like this is why he's so great. So and I love Psycho Mantis or whatever. He's so cool.
For me, slight spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 3, 2, 1. Cool. It's Ocelot and Snake Eater, and it's the first face off you have against him where you have
That's early in the game.
It's early.
Right?
You have the bees and
'Cause I've done
everything, and I kid you not, that moment before the fight starts. And you see young Ocelot a little bit earlier, but he just comes out with the 2 revolvers, and because he talks shit about him not having like his weapon choice, and he comes out with the 2 revolvers, and he does this for, I shit you not, like 28 seconds. You're just like, fuck, dude, this is the coolest game ever.
He's like just flipping him on his
He's
hands.
just flipping, it just like, and
It's
I'm like,
so dumb. I love it so much.
It is
though.
like it's perfect in my opinion. And then the boss fight's pretty fun, and climbing up the tree and finding your angles. And I remember dying a couple times in that fight. The fights in 3 are like, it's such a good evolution of the fights in 1, where it's like now that the gameplay's a little bit better, what can we do with these boss fights and these different creative names and everything, and like that, or the final fight in 3 is when you're in the field. Like holy shit, talk about like early cinematic, like super cinematic moments. This feels like if Mission Impossible wanted to end with the exact recreation of this fight, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it is that
Right.
like epic, and it would still be that epic in 2025, 2026.
Mission Impossible loves
Copying
stealing
video
from
games.
video game stuff.
But Connor and I are watching Mission Impossible 7 with the train sequence, and we're just like, dude, Naughty Dog did this 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
It was
is-
spot on. Like they're hanging
Yeah.
off a cliff from a train. It's like, okay,
Like,
I've been here.
yeah.
I've done that.
we did. You do it twice in Uncharted 2. You do it at
Yeah.
the start of the game and in the middle. What are we doing?
Given your guys' general meh feeling towards Elder Scrolls games, how excited are you for Elder Scrolls 6? Not at all. Medium. Christian from Missouri. Thanks, guys. If you end up using this for the pod, I have to go to the bathroom, but
I can kick this one off. I would say I'm at this is I once again, we don't want to yuck anyone's yum. We understand people really love these games, really fuck with these games. I'm at like a 4 out of 10 excitement. For someone that played Starfield and just was so uninterested immediately, I was like, dude, like I was so excited for Starfield because I'm like, okay, I'm not a huge fantasy guy. It's really particular for me to get in on a fantasy game, and so to go and have Starfield be like space and exploration and be different than Fallout, I'm like, this could be awesome. And for me, that game is like the most shrug your shoulders. I don't give a flying fuck about that game at all. And so Bethesda, for me at this point, it's like the expectations are you either need to really reconsider your engine choices, your decisions with menus, like you really need to modernize or you're going to be cooked. And I think that that's taken a lot of the excitement away from what Elder Scrolls 6 is. But we're also talking about a team that understands music, world, lore so fucking well. So there is some excitement level, and I'm excited to like have those discussions with Connor on the podcast when ES6 comes out, and like there will be fervor and excitement that goes along with it, but it's not in the same way that like I think that Elder Scrolls 6, if we put it in the last Xbox showcase, like of all those games, it's like my like 7th or 8th the most excited game for that showcase.
For me, it's really gonna depend on changes they make and lessons learned from Starfield and Fallout 4. Like it's time to move on to a new engine or like completely overhaul the one that you're currently using. Like these games can't look like this anymore. Like you have Cyberpunk out here lapping it. When Fallout 4 came out, you had The Witcher 3 lapping it when it came to open world game design. Like it's unacceptable at this point. They need to overhaul it. If they can learn some lessons and actually change some things for Elder Scrolls 6, I think I'll be way more excited about it. And it's going to be really hard not to get caught up in other people's excitement for it.
Yeah.
You know what
I was
mean?
gonna
Like,
say the game by default is just gonna do good because it has that crowd, and there's no doubt in my mind that it's gonna not do terrible. Like it's gonna sell,
gonna
and
sell
it's gonna be
so
fine.
much.
people just want more Skyrim.
For me personally, as somebody who like hasn't even like had an inkling of like I'm gonna play that game, I'm just not excited for it. But like I said, like I'm happy for the people that are excited for it. And there's no doubt in my mind that it's not gonna not do.
I mean,
well.
let's just break this down. It's 2027, 2028. We're doing this whole games industry thing, and I go and I call up Mr. Todd Howard. He's like, "Hey boys, here's the codes. We'll give you as many codes as you want. Like no joke. I'm like I think that like I'd be like, hey Connor, do you want to review this? And
I would review it.
And Connor would say, fuck yeah, and I would say, I'll give it a shot. And that's what I'm gonna do. I would be like, I'm gonna give it a shot, and then I bet you'd be like, I don't want to be on that review. Like,
It is something like it's probably something I'd let you play first, and then if Connor's like play it, I would probably play it. But
yeah, that's one that you
I
might
would
get
not.
later
I
into
wouldn't
that
be
year
like,
or
let me
something.
grind this really hard so
Yeah.
I can review it because I'm just
gonna be
not
long.
gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be
exactly. That
80
also.
hours.
Yeah, to like, because the whole point of these games is to go do side quests and just explore whatever, which is not my preferred way to enjoy games. That's why I like Starfield so much. Is like it just was next mission,
That's
next
what I
story
want.
bit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to explore. Like that's not why I.
For a lot
play
of people,
video
the story in Starfield was rock solid. The gameplay in the world was so uninteresting to me that I just
I like the
completely-
gameplay in Starfield, but I it's a marked improvement over that of Elder Scrolls because I think that swords and magic are not as fun as shooting stuff. Shooting stuff is inherently just kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like hitting a headshot feels good almost universally as long as it functions well. So next question. Which of you is the most likely to fall for an internet scam? And can you send me your social security numbers? And this is from T-Brew. Who is it?
Point on 3. 3, 2, 1.
I thought Nick was about to point at me, and I was like, okay,
No, it's me. I'm a goofball, y'all. I like to have some side
You're
adventures.
gullible.
Yeah. So like it's me. But like it comes with a sense of it's really funny. It's like it's me. But I do all of our company's finances, so like that's probably not the best thing.
We do trust you with the most, which is probably a poor decision, but you're doing fine.
My social security number is 8675309.
All right, real quick. Total hot sequitur. Who's the next question? Just say their name.
Ian,
I'm really sorry. I have a little story I need to tell. There was a time I got really, really drunk at back in college, and I called 867-5309. I shit you not, 14 times. I just kept, and I wasn't that I went and tapped on the like previous call. I typed in that number every single time, and I was having the time of my
Does it
life.
even ring?
Were you singing the lyrics as you were typing it?
Dude, I was
sauced.
hammered. Like I was.
I feel like you wouldn't remember the number unless you were singing it in your head or out loud.
Yeah, dude. And like I also want to throw out there that when I was typing it in, so I went to my call log the next day. I'm watching Red Zone. It's a Saturday. I went to my call log and I messed up the number like 6 times. Like I got it right most of the times, but 8675309. Yikes! It was not great. Sorry about that.
Do you ever find yourself in a gaming rut? After restarting Elden Ring 100% and then playing through the DLC on launch, I struggled for quite a while to find a game to play. Nothing kept my interest long enough to keep going. What do you do when you get around? What do you do to get around this as you are in the gaming media world?
2 words: old reliables. You need to have those games that you can get inspired by consistently, in my opinion, that you can go back to. For me, my old reliables at this point are 2 games. Fortnite, just having that feeling of dropping back in and like rediscovering the world and unlocking things in the map will always be exciting to me and always make me feel refreshed, especially after coming off of big story games. And then the other one is Forza Horizon 5. Just having those moments of throwing on a podcast, driving around for a few hours is a great way for me to wind down and just have excitement and joy for and like love for the video game medium. And that's what gets me back ready to review games. Like this year, there has not been a single month where I haven't had to review a game. And that is taxing. Like that at a certain moment that has really kind of like stuck with me and fucked with my head in a lot of ways. It's okay to have that happen. Those games literally have like pulled me out of ruts and literally like not depression or anything like that, but just like dark places of like, fuck, dude, I am so exhausted with the games that I'm playing. Like, it's just so much all the time. Booting up things like Forza Horizon 5. When like after Stellar Blade, I was like, I am so exhausted after the one thing into the next thing into the next thing, and then we get the Series X, and I'm like, Forza Horizon 5. Those podcasts, we'd finish up stream at 10. I would throw on Forza Horizon 5, and I would drive around till 12:30 listening to old Game Over Greggy episodes, and I'm like, this is what's about, man. Like, this is so much fun, and it's relaxing and enjoyable. And those old reliables for me are like things that I'm so excited to. Okay, like we have a crazy slate of games that are coming out in August coming up and through September. We're talking about it. We have our big board with all those releases and everything. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to get through Astrobot, which comes out the 6th. The next game that's like for the channel is potentially the Plucky Squire and Zelda. Those are games that I might play, but like aren't like guarantees for me being on reviews. I'm going to sink my teeth into this season of Fortnite with Marvel stuff. I'm going to enjoy playing Forza Horizon 5. I might boot up Hi-Fi Rush and just play the opening for a couple hours. Those type of things redial me in a way that I'm like, we're so fucking back at.
That doesn't work for me at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like go back and play like, I mean, I'm always playing Valorant, but that's not like rekindling my love of video games. Honestly, it's making me want to never boot up my PC ever again. But then I just keep coming back.
That's honestly
a
cheat code. Like, I used to get in a rut. Now the biggest thing for me is like forcing myself to play games I need to play. Like, I have to play Rebirth right now, and sometimes I just like I don't want to do it, and it's like I do need to force myself. But once I kind of force myself to do it, you do start finding yourself getting into the story, and it's like, all right, I'm into it. And then it does. Old reliables do help me out because I'll be like, all right, this chapter is an hour and a half long. If I play this chapter, I can play a game of Valorant. And then I beat that chapter and I play a game of Valorant, and I remember how much I suck at Valorant and I'm bad at it. And then I'm like, Rebirth's not that bad.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, for me though, like I've gone through periods of my life where nothing is hitting, and I just give it time and just trust the process. Something will come along. Like, I mean, most recently I was playing Sekiro, which I like. It's good, and then I was playing Pikmin, and it's fine. Like, it's just the first outing for the series. It's very repetitive in my opinion. And then I'm like, so gaming's just like okay right now, and I'm playing Valorant and so on and so forth. And then I'm playing Symphony of the Night right now, and I'm like, oh, I fucking love video games. Like, this is like the shit. And something will come along. Something always comes along.
You do need, and also a biggest thing is like there are so many good video games out there. That's one thing like I struggled with probably towards the beginning of this year, and definitely the later half of last year as we were kind of getting the ball rolling on all this, is like you just have to remember there's so many good old video games out there that you definitely haven't played. And I get stuck in a rut where it's like, I don't want to start anything new. And you kind of just have to like kick yourself in the ass and be like, all right, if I just start this, like it'll be fantastic. Like if you
starting
look at
something is so
hard.
And
but once it is. But and I used to suck at it. And like finally, if you look at the games I beat, the first 10 games I beat at the beginning of this year, you could see where I like turned it on and I was like, oh holy shit, I'm back. I love video games. And I was just beating gas video games because I like finally kicked myself in the ass and forced myself to start playing good games. And I was like, holy shit, there's so many games. Now there's so many I want to play.
Your run is legendary. It's like God of War 2018, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Stellar Blade, Mario Odyssey, Animal
just the beginning of the year,
like
this year.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really funny. But as Brady pulls this up, I know the sections of when Brady is dialed in versus like Brady's a little bit like Brady does the most outside of the channel by like a long shot. He travels a lot. He has a bunch of friends. Yeah. He's very sociable. So that means that like getting Brady dialed in on focusing solely on like gaming for company purpose it happens in streaks, like, in a way that makes complete sense. And so those streaks, though, like he's gonna list off games, and I'm gonna be like, and then you have like a month of like just like chilling and hanging out, and then he's back to dialed in. There's moments where he's dialed in. It is a very
getting
fun
him through
time.
Remake took a minute.
Yeah. I just had to bite. That was one of those things where I just like kind of would play a decent amount and get into it, and then like with JRPGs, like you said, like
it's so
you
hard.
fall off, and then it's like, dude, like I know inside my heart, it's like once I start playing this again, I'm gonna be back in. So that just happened like 3 or 4 times during Remake, where I would like rip through like 4 or 5 chapters or 3 chapters and be like super fucking into it, and then fall off for even a couple of days, and you're like, I just really need to kick myself into getting back into it. And so it did take like a couple, or like I don't know how
you want to read through this run.
I mean, I don't.
We just went over it.
Yeah, you really hit the money. I mean, dude, Shadow of the Colossus, God of War 2018, Doom 2016, Ghost of Tsushima, all at the beginning of the year.
Inside.
Journey, Celeste, Stray, just a bunch of banger indie games. I mean, there's so much, and then plus what we streamed, like Portal 2.
Portal 2 is so good.
Co-op. We did the Subspace Emissary. I beat Halo
Underrated.
Reach this year. I don't know why.
Fucking A Way Out with Brady.
Uncharted games.
I was thinking about this when I was looking at my favorite games list, and I was literally trying to dial in my experience with A Way Out with Brady, and it's not in my top 10 favorite games. It's not in my top 20. But that experience of doing A Way Out with you was like one of the most.
It was such an
special
unexpectedly
and fun times I've had this year.
fantastic game. Like I never expect. We went in there, we're like, all right, we got a however 4 or 5 hour.
It was a 6-hour stream. We thought we were going to midnight.
And then that story just sucks you, and you're like, holy shit,
Yeah,
this is so
the amount
good.
of laughs, the bad boys
And going
fighting
in
together, die
blind
together,
too.
was
Like none
so
of us
much
knew
fun.
shit about that game. So
Well,
that was great.
the entire time I'm like, we're escaping prison. Slight spoilers for.
It's just the concept of the game.
Well,
Yeah.
we're escaping prison, and I thought we were going to be in this prison the entire fucking game. I thought that we were in this prison for 6 hours, and then
What a good game,
You're
yeah.
not.
The ending of that game is great.
Like the entire sequencing of this game, the way it builds and tension, and like the way that the characters interact together, and that builds more tension. It such a large boiling to a certain point, and then it explodes, and you're like, this is what it's about. This is great storytelling. I'm a firm believer. I know, excuse me, this might be a hot take. A Way Out, in my opinion, is a much better video game than It Takes Two.
Wow.
Much better.
I agree.
I agree
with
It
just
Takes Two.
the storyline is way less predictable.
Yep.
And it's
tight.
The story's better.
The story's so much better, in my opinion. The character
different
Cody, and I forget what the other person's name is, but Cody, just because it consistently sticks in my head. Cody and the wife in It Takes Two are not likable at all. They really,
I thought they were cute.
opinion, are super non-redeemable characters. There is a moment in that game that is kind of fucked up. So compared to these two guys that are like, yeah, sure, they're criminals. They're not the best of people, but they have super interesting stories. They're like you kind of want to root for them as you're playing as them. And it's a tight story where It Takes Two has. You're on hour 10 of It Takes Two, and you're just like, what the fuck are we doing?
It Takes Two is way too fucking long. It Takes Two is where it strives is gameplay is where it strives compared to A Way Out. A Way Out is like just overall a better game in my opinion.
Yeah.
With the story and overarching things. It's just my type of game more than A Way Out, but A Way Out does strive when it comes to gameplay.
I will say, back to the question that initially got asked, those surprises, like finding those games that can really surprise and delight, is another thing that's going to get you up and out of that rut. But also, I do think that something I didn't mention was taking the time to put the controller down and do some other stuff is always going to be important. For me, like another thing back in February this year was, I in like 2 days watched an entire challenge season. I didn't pick up a controller for 2 days. I just watched the challenge and edited videos, and it completely got me back on the horse, ready to play some games.
Brady, who is the better gamer at Co-op 64, Connor or Nick?
I actually do need to go to the restroom real quick.
No, answer the fucking question. There's got to be. You have to have some take here.
It's hard. I mean, there's different aspects. Like, what? Repeat the question.
Who is the better gamer at Co-op 64, Connor or Brady, or Connor or Nick?
Me. No.
It's
No, it
so
obviously
simple.
comes to it comes to different things. Like when you say better gamer, like do you mean like it's so
Who's
difficult?
more skilled? Who's more skilled?
It's more difficult because like when it comes to like Nick's an Elden Lord, Nick.
Yep.
So when it comes to that, but also Connor's probably played more Souls games.
Here's the thing with the Nick Elden Lord thing. If I were to,
You could beat it.
He just put more time in.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
But Nick, and then when it comes to Mario Kart, Nick can beat us blindfolded.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Watching Nick play Kingdom Hearts 2 gave me an aneurysm.
I love you guys equally. I think you're both equally the good gamer, and I refuse to answer the question.
Here's the point that I'm going to break down.
I'm gonna go pee. You guys can argue about
This is fine. You going out that side? Okay. For me, it comes down to 2 points. There are the difficult games that I've beaten are officially definitively
I
at
can
this
beat
point.
Elden Ring.
I understand.
And
you
I
can.
see how you play Elden Ring. I know I can play Elden Ring better than you.
I understand.
If I gave it
I
a
understand.
fair go.
Yeah, and that's a fine take, but you haven't yet.
I know that's the thing. Is it's just about time.
So then,
it's not about who's better.
So then we're gonna go to the other things, the competitive games. I either dog walk you or you're a little bit better than me. Those are the two categories.
I'm way better than you at zombies.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
I think I'm better than you. But
I watched you try to go for round 100. That was embarrassing. Round 40? Are you kidding me?
Connor, I was up all the night before.
Round 40 is the furthest you can get on Ascension.
Yeah,
the most basic
It was
map.
3 attempts. It's been a long time. I was rusty. I want you to go 3 attempts to get to round 40 on Ascension right now.
Do that. I could do that in my sleep. I could get to round 7.
Wait.
I'll go home right now.
The coolest thing about this is we're all good. Like we're not like we're head to head at a lot of certain gaming things, but we're all like good at certain things. Like there's lock-ins where it's like Nick's waxing us in Mario Kart. I'm better at like probably Call of Duty and fighting games and just like random stuff like that.
I don't know if you're better than me in fighting games. I don't think you're better than me in fighting games.
Here's what I'm better at. I'm playing grounded mode right now on The Last of Us. I am cruising. Nick would still be in Boston.
Yeah.
I'm almost through Pittsburgh right now.
I think we all have our niche.
Like nobody's fucking business. I'm better than you at Valorant. That's a fact.
Yeah,
we know
fact.
that.
Yeah. Connor's never beat me in a game of Madden.
Shut the fuck up.
I think sports games might be the most even playing field for us.
I'm hitting you with the flanker drive over
I would
and over
love
again
to
that you're begging for something else.
I would love to play more the 4 vertical. I would love to play more sports games. Yeah, I don't know. We all have. I mean, we might do quick scopes on stream eventually.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would just wax them.
Nick couldn't get the platinum trophy in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I would bet money on that. There's no chance.
Here's the thing. One, Connor has many times this year said, there's no way Nick can. There's no way. And here's why I'm the best gamer. Because I do it every fucking time.
All right.
Every time.
Prove me
There's
wrong.
only one thing that I've not done that I've said I will do ever with gaming, and that is personas. And I've said the second that I go full time, I'm sitting my ass on the couch. There's going to be a camera pointed at me, and I will be streaming until I fucking beat it. And then after that moment, I will flip Connor off and say, what else you got? Because there will be nothing every single time.
I just said what it is. Platinum. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like you said you were going to.
I'm going to. That will happen.
And then show me
Connor,
that I'm wrong. You're playing hard mode right now, or you started a hard mode playthrough, and you were getting cooked in chapter 3.
Yeah.
Cooked. You had to have me come in the other room and walk you through.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. It's really simple. It's really simple. There is Cuphead, Bloodborne, the 2 games Connor said, you haven't beat those, so you're not a better gamer than me. And then I beat them. So we're
just about time.
We
It's
are
not about
moving the
skill.
goal line. We are moving the goal line every single moment. Now it's Platinum Rebirth. And then I'm going to Platinum Rebirth, and then he's going to be like, That's literally what's going to happen.
We can argue all day who's the best gamer, but there's always one sure in life, and it's that both of us are better at Valorant than Nick by a long shot.
Yeah,
That's true. Also, PlayStation All Stars, I'm lapping both of you.
I just wanna,
No way! I
just
used to
wanna-
wax you in PlayStation
You didn't
All-Stars.
wax me. It was back and forth.
No,
I just
you were
wanna throw it
not
out
okay.
there.
It would be close, but I think it would.
When
I
it
take
comes-
the
When it comes to
Metal all
party
day.
games, the most important party games on this channel and for all of eternity,
I'm winning
for
Mario
every
Party.
single person, it comes down.
I'm winning Fall Guys?
It comes down to 2 games. It comes down to Mario Kart, which I am way better than you guys at.
Better
And it
than
comes
you
down to
at-
Smash Bros. And I would beat you guys if we played 100 games of Smash Bros. I won
I don't
50 of
believe
those
that.
times.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no.
That is the final point. This
In a
conversation is
1v1
over.
Smash is
battle,
way
in a
closer.
1v1 battle, it's a totally different story. Totally different story.
I would smoke you guys in 1v1s. It wouldn't be close.
Half the time I'm
in
getting
what Smash?
Yes.
No.
It-
Yeah,
oh
that's not
my
true.
gosh, Call of 64 Day is going to be
We should
electric.
do like some sort of bracket. Or
Oh,
something.
dude, I
should do a bunch
Connor,
of party
Connor,
games.
I've already got. Don't worry, dude.
Just no PlayStation.
Don't
Have you ever
worry.
played PlayStation All Stars?
Fuck you, dude. I played PlayStation All Stars with you when I was 10 years old many
Yeah.
times, and then 2
Who did
years
you-
ago
who
we
did you
played
main in
together.
that? Kratos?
No, I no, I'm not a weenie. I play as Dante mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be.
Not,
dude,
not,
we'll see.
Knock off Dante, not the legit one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's going to be a bunch of fun arguments. It comes down to a couple things, though.
Sorry,
it is the goal line being pushed by Connor. If he wants to set it to be Rebirth, and then I do Rebirth, that like he's gonna
I
find
just need
some other
something.
fucking
I need
game.
something,
Because
okay?
every single time he says something,
But here's the thing: it's
it was Bloodborne,
I just need to,
and then it was Cuphead, and both those
I
are
just
beat
need
now.
to come back to the idea. It's not just about completing the thing. It's about who is better at it. I think I'm a better Souls player than you are. I think I could do it faster. Is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
I just don't want to play fucking Elden Ring.
But when I did Bloodborne, no boss took me more than like 5 attempts.
Elden Ring's easy. I cruised through Bloodborne.
Bloodborne
is easy.
I don't know. It sounded like you were having many attempts on these bosses.
No, I never said that. I said early on it's hard.
It wasn't hard for me, but when I started back up.
If it's your first Souls game. Is what I'm saying.
I think Connor might be the better gamer, and Nick's just the better.
Yeah,
he's better at trying to convince people.
Let's get to the track. Let's play some racing games, dude. Come on.
Okay, well, this is mainly for Nick and I. Y'all briefly discussed the other week the need for Final Fantasy characters to appear in the future Kingdom Hearts games. As a big fan of the series, I'd love to hear some more thoughts. So, what are some things you hope to happen? Changes that should be made from previous games, or predictions for Kingdom Hearts 4? Also, shout out to you guys for hosting a great podcast. Listening to y'all has gotten me to be more excited about games than I have been in years. So thanks. And that's from Spriggs with 2 Z's.
I'm gonna take this first because then you can answer the other. Like I'm taking just basically one part of this question, and then you can take the rest of it. Why there needs to be more Final Fantasy characters in the future, and why it's important for them to be there in the first place is. It's about the moments. Kingdom Hearts games, to me, and like as somebody that has loved this franchise from afar for so much of my life, and then now hopping into it officially, completing one of these games, it is about the moment. It is about the intros, the outros, character dynamics, the build up of Sora, Donald, and Goofy's brothership going through these games. But then it's also the Final Fantasy characters allow you to have the moments too, where it's not just it's not the cameos that they just pop up. It is the interstitials of them coming together and being like, well, this is just the coolest shit ever. And then the mic drop moments, which is wild to say because I'm somebody that just like loves awesome come together stories. Fast Five is one of my favorite movies ever. It's about the team coming together. The Final Fantasy characters are the team. They're the family in this scenario coming together. It's fucking awesome. I love it. It's amazing. I do need to use the restroom. Please stop for a while.
It is cool. It is fan service. For me, I think that the Kingdom Hearts series has moved past the need for Final Fantasy characters. At first, it was Sora, Donald, Goofy, Kairi, Riku, and then the Final Fantasy crew in Traverse Town. And now it's Aqua, Terra, Ven, Xion, Axel, all of Final Fantasy, all of Organization 13, like Ansem the Wise. Like, there's just a ton of just like Kingdom Hearts characters that are like exclusive to the series that aren't Final Fantasy characters, that it's getting really muddy and really difficult to show more Final Fantasy in there. But what I would say is we've had Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 characters in there. Let's get some Final Fantasy 13 characters in there. Show me Clive Rossfield in Kingdom Hearts. Put in Noctis. Put in Lightning. Get some of the new crew showing out and hanging out in Kingdom Hearts, and I think that would be a lot of fun. But do it in the way that they did Zack in Birth by Sleep, where he's like in a world and has some sort of conversation with Disney characters, and not just there as like set dressing or story aspects added from like Hollow Bastion. I think that would be a more fun creative thing to do, just to kind of add some variety to these worlds rather than have them be like a central focus like they are, because they're not needed anymore for Hollow Bastion, Radiant Garden, Traverse Town, stuff like that. Did any of those words make sense to you? No.
Those people I've played 13. Final Fantasy 13.
No, you haven't.
I haven't. I didn't know any of those characters you just listed off.
The next question is Chinese food, Mexican food, or Raising Cane's from Connor DeVow.
The Raising Cane's, because I was like, he's going to say Italian.
Yeah, I know.
It was like just came out with Raising Cane's.
Isn't that funny?
So wait, sorry. You can
Chinese
only eat
food?
one?
I mean, I think that this...
Or is it just like, what do you prefer? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Chinese food, Mexican food, or Raising Cane's?
Who asked that?
From Connor Devoured.
Connor asking the real questions. That's tough.
Chinese food, Mexican food, or Raising Cane's?
Oh, wait, I'm going... Okay. I think this could... Like, we could all say something different. Like, I think we could all say one of the three, each of us. I'm going Chinese food all day.
I'm going Mexican food, not even
Really?
close.
I almost thought you were gonna go Raising Cane's.
But it's up there.
Yeah,
Raising
I
Cane's
love
is
Mexican
up there.
food too. But if I can only like do one, well, for the sake of the argument, we'll say you can only have one for the rest of your life.
Oh no, because that's Raising Cane's is one thing.
Yeah.
Like it's literally they have like 4 options on the menu, whereas Mexican food has like a ton of different.
Yeah,
ton
but
of
Mexican
variety.
food is like.
Chinese food sucks half the time.
Yeah, if it's good
very-
Chinese food, I'm going Chinese
But
food.
we're in Ohio. There is no good Chinese food.
It's
Period.
P.F. Chang's.
Okay.
It's Mexican. It's not even close.
Okay, I agree. It's not Cane's.
I eat
but-
Mexican food 5 days a week though, so that's
Oh yeah. Well, you're not eating
eating
Mexican
Taco
food. You're
Bell.
eating, no, he's eating Chipotle.
Oh
No, but also
Taco Bell's more Mexican food than Chipotle.
no, but I'm also making quesadillas and fajitas at home and stuff like that, and like that literally that's all and when I'm going and eating food, a majority of the time it is Mexican food. So
I think
Mexican
Chinese
food's my
food has
favorite.
more diversity than Mexican food. I think Mexican food, if you can order 10 different things and it's just going to be the same ingredient prepared differently, the same 5 ingredients prepared differently.
That's you're boiling it down too
Yeah,
much.
wait.
I
too
mean,
much.
okay, but yeah, I just like Thai food and like Chinese food.
Oh, well, Thai
Thai
food
is
is not
different than
Chinese.
Chinese
I'm just,
food.
I mean, I
Include
like
it.
that style.
Can't be like I
of
like
food.
sushi and then include in Chinese food.
Right.
Dude,
I mean, have you been to
still
Twin
going.
Dragon? Twin Dragon has sushi on their.
Yeah,
Buffet.
they have everything there. They're just throwing
also have
everything at the
pizza.
wall.
This has
They have
been
Jello.
This has been one of the longest things that has stuck with me through this channel is the fact that whenever my mind starts to go blank, the way I dial back in is just singing the Travers town theme song.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
If you say Cane's there, that's insane.
Yeah,
Dude, but
Cane's
Cane's
is good.
sauce,
Cane's is
man.
good,
God,
but if like Cane's just like fucking makes me
really-
sleep, dude.
I was about to
does.
say there's I don't know if this is an official rule, but in my mind, it's an official rule of this channel. Often we shoot the morning content, we shoot the TikToks late, and then we shoot things like this, and then we do lunch, and then we shoot casual gaming, and then we move on with the rest of our day. When we do lunch, I am no longer allowed, and I don't know if Connor does this too. We can't do Cane's.
You can't do Cane's. If
gets
you
us
want
so
to do
sleepy
Cane's
for
for
the
lunch,
pod.
you might as well just go to Kroger, buy the biggest bottle of NyQuil, and then just fucking drink that because that's how it's gonna feel. I there's been a couple times I've eaten Cane's before like a stream, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like I'm just down for the count.
sauce. You
The
don't
sauce.
understand.
It's all about the sauce.
All right, last bit here. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, fellas. How have you been? Y'all have been killing the game with your growth, content quality, and most recently, the success of Extra Life Stream. We love to see more and more people pop in and enjoy our shared interest of gaming with friends. Keep up the good. Keep doing God's work, gentlemen. We love you. Le Long Dong.
Long dog. Is that Oliver or
That's gotta be
Alec?
It's got to be Alec.
Yeah, Alec. The OG.
Is that the
long
last?
dog.
Yes.
So that's how we've closed out all 3 of these. It's just
Yeah,
Alex's
Alec
kind of words.
being nice.
I'm gonna throw
Alec.
it Alex.
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Alec with a C.
Alec.
C. Alec.
You were saying Alex.
Alec.
Yeah, but you
definitely
you're
said
saying
Alex.
Alec.
Yeah.
Alec with an
Alex.
X.
Yeah, I was trying to finish the sentence with Alex question, aka
Yes, but that
possessive.
sounds like Alex.
I know. So
Potato.
I want to throw this out there. Extra Life, major success. Thank you so much,
Crazy.
everyone.
Oh yeah,
I
when
can't
we
believe it.
start the podcast, we need to really hammer that home
Yeah.
because it feels like forever ago because we had the second podcast ready to go with Shane, but like we haven't talked about Extra Life at all on
a podcast. Well, we both times shot the
Yes.
the thing of hey, thank you so much.
we assume it went well.
Yeah.
Is what we said. We're
So
from the
thank you so much there. I want to go and ask the gentleman a question. Extra Life, and I'm just gonna do a topic. I'm just gonna do a full on topic here, not just a straight up Q&A question, but a topic.
Chinese food.
Extra Life favorite moments. You can pick one. You can pick a couple. But what was your favorite moment or moments from Extra Life? Because this was like, in my opinion, one of the most fun days of my life and streams ever.
It's the Sonic moment for me.
Yeah.
I loved that shit. That was so funny.
Dude, when you went off camera to change and we had to pretend
It
that
was
we were
horrible. You guys'
upset.
acting was horrible.
The acting was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, all
but
around.
it
yeah,
was
it's not-
so much fun. The tension that was built was insane, and then for you to it was classic. It was classic.
when
It
I
was
came
so much
back
fun.
in, Braden didn't know where to go. I had to push him. I
Yeah.
just decked him. I was like, get the fuck out of the way.
It was great. Brady.
Oh, dude. There's so many good moments, and it was such a good time. D&D was so fun. There were so many just small little goofy moments, but my most pure enjoyment of the entire thing was Valorant with the Jabroni boys, with Snowbike Mike and Andy Cortez and the three of us playing comp Valorant on stream. It felt really cool. We were buzzing. We were just having a good time. Chatting it up with the boys, and that was a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Andy Cortez is coming off of calls with Kind of Funny after they get fucking hacked, and then he has to just consummate professional, just roll in and be like, "We're here to play some Valorant." And it's no Mike. And a little behind the scenes, it's funny. Mike's the best. He's the goat. Him DMing me, being like, "Hey man, I'm at the studio right now watching SummerSlam. Can we actually become friends on the KF studio Discord?" And me being like, yeah, that should be fine.
No.
And trying to figure that out while we are live, and Andy's in the call, and then he hops on console Valorant. Because the last couple times I played with those guys was on console, and then he hops off console, hops on. It's 20 minutes of you guys yapping and me messaging Mikey being like, "Hey man, it's no problem, just get on what you can get on." And those two games, the first game we lost, second game we won. The loss was you're having fun when you were losing, or even we were getting dumpstered at a certain point of that game. We're down
came back
9-3.
Yeah, it was
the vibes were so good, so much fun.
Snow Mike buying op third round. It might have been
dude,
my favorite thing ever.
The best part was earlier, I believe in the stream, we were live, we were discussing the stream, and I was like, I looked at Brady, and we're using the blue mic because we don't have surround mics available, and we had more than 3 people on camera. So I leaned over, and I'm pretty sure it picked up on the mic, and I'm like, "Dude, Snow Mike, find off third round." And Brady's like, "Yeah, okay." But Brady and I had the moment of, there's a bunch of talking happening, but we connected, and that memory got stored. When Brady saw Mike buy off third round, I looked over because the way we were set up, we can see each other. He's on the kitchen table, I'm on the my desk setup. I don't know if I've seen Brady laugh that hard ever. The worst part about it is you can't have other face cams up. Brady's facial expression during it, good. I know it's off camera and it sucks that it was so fucking funny because it was pure shock and amazement. He was like, "No fucking way this man is buying it off on the third round," and it was awesome. It was great. My favorite moment, I'm such a sucker for the wheel spins and the shots and the hot peppers and all that. I do think I want to shout out 2 songs in particular. Santeria was a blast singing out with everyone, and Lithonia by Childish Gambino. Almost that being the second song that was sung was so much fun. And then Mr. Blue Sky with Braden. This is a long running joke where we've gone and tried to sing karaoke together, and every karaoke spot that does not have it that we were trying to go to, they would not have Mr. Blue Sky. And it's Braden's all-time favorite song. Wild. I love that song.
I feel like I've done that.
It's a pretty popular
song. Yeah,
it's
super popular. And so we were just like, fuck, all right. And so to go into the whole premise of the stream was I cannot believe how many people donated for me to sing fucking songs. When we were trying to just find something to throw at the $50 level, I was like, I didn't do this. I don't think anyone's gonna fucking spend money for it, but that's something. And I sang 30 songs, and my throat got shot forever.
Do you ever think about how these karaoke places do have Mr. Blue Sky, but then they look at you, Braden, and they're like, absolutely fucking not.
I mean, yeah, but no one wants to see me sing "Take Me Out" by Franz Ferdinand. They'd rather see me sing Mr. Blue Sky.
Fucking Braden walking up to the karaoke dude. I want to sing Mr. Blue Sky. You're like, all right, buddy.
not today. Sure you do. But those were some great moments. And then another one that I want to throw out is me and Brady late night crew. Starting the stream at 10 a.m. You get to the midnight point of the stream. Me and Brady both on camera for 14 hours prior. And we have to just rip so many fucking wheel spins. We're doing dizzy bats. We're doing shots. We're just trying to make it happen. We start up Astrobot. The shit's not working. This is the classic example of we test things. We try to figure things out beforehand. We really, really work on the stream when it comes to a technical aspect to go and have somewhat quick transitions and stuff like that. So for all of a sudden it to become shrug the shoulders, Brady's playing Astrobot, and I'm just going to co-pilot him and try to help him get this platinum.
Which is the power move. That was a way better idea, because if we were both just trying to platinum it, that would have taken forever.
That sequence of doing that into the salads, us eating salad at 3 a.m. because we're both hammered and haven't eaten anything in like
We
6
had
hours.
vegetables.
And into a burial cart and the laughs and how pissed drunk I was at that point.
Yeah.
And then into WWE. That sequence of events was so much fun. I remember 3 minutes of it.
Yeah,
But it was
so
all
fast.
laughs. It was all gas. And that's what you get with the late night crew. And then Braden woke up and we had a great time. And
Dude, the salads were up there, just silence, and then us just sitting there like just fucking hammering salad, just munching.
The crunch of the croutons with it,
Just
like, oh my
silent.
gosh, dude. We didn't care. There was still a chat of like 50 people watching us, and because the stream dipped, and then it was actually over 50. It was like 70 people still somehow. Stream
crashed,
dipped,
yeah,
and
that was-
we're just munching on salads. Extra Life was more than we could ever fucking ask for. We have a couple big streams planned for the rest of the year, but obviously the next major one is Co-op 64 Day, and this has been like such a benchmark for us to be like, all right, like we know how to do this so well at this point. How can we improve it? How can we make it better? Co-op 64 Day, Connor and I and Brady all just had a meeting where we're discussing it. Like, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I think it's going to be. It's obviously going to be the most important day in Co-op 64 history, but also it might be the best stream we ever do.
Alrighty. On that note, that was your quarterly Q&A, your third one. We got one more left in November. These are a lot of fun to do. Thanks so much for joining us. Peace out.
I love you, Al.